I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. Former VTuber, current human being? God, she's so pretty. Oh my god. It was back in early 2024 when I went to an idol concert in Japan on a whim because of my VTuber Oshi who graduated. Needless to say, I got hooked. I think we like idols. After meeting and talking to 2 English-speaking idols there, I realized every single idol has a story, be it why they chase this dream, their ups and downs, and even their future after all this. And that's what I'm here to do. To learn more about idol culture, listen and talk to idols around the world, be it from Australia to Japan to here in the US, and to give them a platform to tell their story. Every idol has a dream and a story to tell. This is IDOLEYEZ. A kaigai idol since 2014 and one half of the NorCal idol duo Trademark, Marjorie joins the show to talk about their idol journey. All eyes on me. IDOLEYEZ episode 71. Marjorie, aka Marjorie. It's gotta load in. Will it load in? It loads in. Wow. Hello, everybody. Welcome to IDOLEYEZ episode 71, the Thanksgiving edition. Gobble, 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 with our guest for tonight. She is a dancing master. She loves D4DJ. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. She is one half of Trademark. This is Marjorie, aka Marjorie.
Wow, hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for accepting this invitation. I think I DM'd you last week. Yeah, last week. So I was looking for people to be on. So thank you for accepting this invite. And pretty fitting that we have someone who performed at Northern Lights from US Idol Fest. So yeah, but that we'll talk about that later. But Marjorie or Marjorie. Let's start this off with a question that I usually ask every single guest that's been on the show. Who or what got you into idol culture, J-pop culture?
All right, well, I'm probably in the minority, but it was not Love Live. It is Hello Project, which I guess might have its own subsection of people. But of course, it started with anime, but not in the usual way. It was more like I was trying to find anime to watch, and then I came across anime openings and endings, and then in my search of like downloading different things, I like came across like Morning Musume videos, and I was like, "What is this? Who are they? That's so cool!" And then I think one of their songs, I think it was Joshi Kashimashi Monogatari, where they all kind of like say a little bit about themselves, and then like that's like their verse. And then that's when I was like, oh my god, wait, this is great. Then I fell down the rabbit hole of everything Hello Project, like Berries Kobo, Cute, Bono, Melonkin and B, Coconuts Musume, all of it. And then from there, when I started falling down that rabbit hole, I started seeing like Hello Project cosplay groups, like, and I was like, oh my god, that's also so cool. I want to do that, and so that's what got me into it.
I see. I think like off the top of my head, I think like a few people mentioned Morning Musume as their gateway. I think Nae, Mechamomo, and I think Alex Pinku got into like idol stuff because of Hello Project, but very influential with the amount of groups
Oh
that they have.
yay!
So
Yay!
I like their music, or like most of their music isn't on Spotify, but like some of it that is on there is
Sad.
pretty good. So yeah.
Yeah, I wish it was more readily available. It's so good.
Yeah, I think it's like they're slowly rolling it out, but it's like so slow that it's like, you know.
Yeah.
So with Hello Project and the very various amounts of groups that are in there, did you have like a Oshi within uh that?
So funny enough, I actually didn't know of or understand Oshi culture until like at least within the last, I want to say like 5 years.
Hmm,
Cause like I understood having like your favorite in a group, but I didn't realize like how deep that goes, and like how in like I guess for me when I was like into Hello Project, I loved the groups, I loved their sounds, I loved their choreography, I loved all the members, but it didn't occur to me that oh, I really like one specific girl. But I think in reflecting back, I guess like I didn't have like my first actual like Oshi experience until Daishi joined Morning Musume, because she was like the dancer of the group. And I was just like, oh my god, this girl's like the best dancer. I love that. Oh my god, I want to be like that. And so I think she was probably my first like Oshi, now that I can think about it.
let's see. Like I think way before I got into J-pop, it was K-pop, and like you can have like an alt, which is basically the
Oh
Korean
yeah,
version of, of an Oshi,
I
but
have
like yeah.
a separate list for that.
But like when I got into like idols, that was when I knew about like Oshis and stuff. So yeah.
Mm.
So you talked about um having the dance, or like I guess the main dancer, I'd say maybe.
Yeah, I think she's like, at least of that generation, she was kind of like the main dancer. And then eventually, Hello Project put together like a dance team where they took all of like the dancers of each group, and then they like put them together, and then they made like a dance group for concerts. So
I
yeah, I
see.
guess main dancer.
Segueing into that, standing or like Oshin, the dancing member of Hello Project. How did you get? How did you first like get interested in dance?
I guess I've probably been dancing like most of my life, because like I started doing ballet, jazz, and ice skating when I was like 6. In true like Asian parent, you have to pick a hobby and that's going to be your life kind of way. And so that's how I like started doing dance. But then in high school, I like joined like my school's quote unquote like cheerleading team, but it's not really a cheerleading team. My school is pretty small. And so it's essentially like a dance team. And so in order to be on this team, you have to like audition, and then the people in your class vote you in.
Ooh.
And then from there, I was like, at that point, like my experience of dance is just whatever I like learned from like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys or Janet Jackson or something. And so that's like what I was doing in high school. And then I also learned about like, that's when I like found out about J-pop, and I was like, oh my God, this is great. And so like at that time I had never really taken like hip hop classes. I just like saw what I liked and then I learned it. But then after that, that's when I like started taking more like dance workshops and yeah, just having a lot more dance experience.
Mm. Leading into that, do you remember your very first, I guess, J-pop cover that you that you've done?
Yes, I actually got in a lot of trouble for it,
What?
um, because back in the day, my parents were really, really, really scared of the internet. And so I had made a channel, um, and I had posted Morning Musume, Sexy Boy. It's not, the dance itself is not very like scandalous. It's not like I was wearing anything scandalous, but the idea that I was like posting online like really freaked them out. And so like I like posted that cover online, and I like got like a few comments, and my parents were like, shut this channel down right now. And so I like had to shut down my channel, like remove all the videos. Um, but yeah, that was like my first cover. And then after that, I think like a year later, I was like, you know what, screw this. I like made a new channel. And so my new YouTube channel, which is why it's called Machikuru Machan 2, because it's the second iteration. Um, I guess I think the first cover on there was Barry's Kobo, Munasawagi Scarlet.
See.
But yeah,
Yeah, I'm very like, I guess, fascinated by idols that posted way before, like, I guess the kaigai idol boom. So it was like, Juke, you, Alex Pinku, that post, or like, and also Melancholia that posted a lot of stuff like way before the boom. So
yeah. And it's crazy when you say those names, because like those are all the people that I like had these like parasocial relationships with by like seeing each other's videos on the internet. And then I remember like the first time I ever met Juke in person, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, you're like a real person. I've been like watching your videos. Like basically all of the people in the Odote Mita scene from back in the day. It's crazy to see like what people are up to. But yeah, it's cool to see the the history of online dancing.
um you talked about being in a cosplay morning musume group. um how did you
Yeah.
first get into that?
Um, it actually probably goes. Let's see, where am I gonna start? So maybe I'll. Can I also talk about how I met Tiffany, because it all kind of like
Yeah, might as well.
plays in together. Um, so in 2013 at J-Pop Summit, I had entered the Vocaloid dance contest, and I won that year. And then because of like all of the people who like entered, and then like Tiffany and even Flo, like they were the previous winners. So of course, like we all like got to meet that during that time. And then so that's how I started, or that's how I met Tiffany. And then in that time after we'd met, we were chatting and we realized like we were both like really we were big Hello Project fans. And then we started doing covers together. And then she was like, oh well, there's this like, oh, Fanime, there's like a maid cafe, like, do you want to join? And I was like, okay. And then I joined the Phantom Maid Cafe. And then from there, that's when I found even more people who love Hello Project. And so from there, it was just like, originally, it was just a bunch of Phantom Maids doing like Hello Project songs. And then eventually after that, we were like, oh, do you guys want to like perform this outside of the maid cafe and like make our own group? And then that's kind of how we made Hello Musume.
Hello Musume.
Yeah.
Just mashing up Hello Project and Morning Musume.
Yeah. Creative.
No, it's good. But like, how many times did you perform as that group?
Because we were kind of like it like at that time, like not everybody could be there at all times. So we were very like freeform. Like if we could get as many people as we could for a performance, that'd be cool. I want to say we did maybe like a handful of performances um, under the name of Hello Musume, and then there were times where like if like a small subsection of us, like if like 3 to 5 of us were available, then we would like call ourselves like a different name, like we called ourselves like ATM or Idol, like AI dash Dole. Um, and yeah, I think Scarlett might have mentioned before, but like there were a lot of notable people in Hello Musume, including all the members of Dempop, Tiffany, Rhea, and Scarlett, um, Heidi from Merumaru, and another Bay Area, like I want to say they're probably idols, but Angel Hearts. They do a lot of Parpara Eurobeat, but 3 of the members came from uh, Hello Musume as well.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, when I was doing or editing Scarlett's intro, she sent me over like a snippet of that performance, I think. And then while looking through your stuff to do research, like you posted on your story, I think like a clip of the same performance. I'm like, whoa, cool.
Yeah.
So very,
Idols.
very much a small world because Dempop was there. Well, Tiffany also Trademark. You were there,
Yeah.
Heidi. A lot of, I guess, a who's who in the kaigai idol
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
So with that, were there any other idol activities that you participated in prior to Trademark?
Um, yeah, I think another one that people have probably brought up before was J-Pop Summit 2016. That's the Garnadelia performance that CM helped bring all of us together. Um, so there's that kind of like meeting of people who love idols. So more of those kinds of performances. I feel like doing a lot of Odotemita covers has kind of like connected me with people. Like doing group covers with Tuna, um, and that's how I think that might have been, or no, I think I'd already met Juke at that time. But like also getting to work with Juke again for those covers. I even got to do a cover in like 2017 with Paida. So I feel like a lot of like idol stuff, or I guess I realize as I'm saying all these things, if it's like it's technically not prior to Trademark because Trademark was like all like the very first thing before everything else followed.
I see. Ooh. So I guess like with that, we might as well just talk about, I guess, the origin of Trademark. So you already prior to that, you already met Tiffany through Hello Musume. So how did the idea of forming an idol duo come to be?
I feel like it probably came from, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably just scheduling. It's like really hard to get a bunch of people like together in one place at one time, either for like practices or who are like readily available to perform at like all these different things that come up. But also because both Tiffany and I are just like, we're just like so eager to perform that I think we really just like matched each other's energy of like, oh yeah, let's do this, let's do that, let's do these new songs, let's do like, we were just, I mean, I guess that's kind of us still to this day is we're just like, oh, we should do that. Yeah, we should do that. So I think that's kind of where like us being a duo came from is just wanting to perform a lot and having a great friend to be able to do the things that we want to do together.
I think Elixite was also I think they had the same kind of story where like they were in a group, but like most of the members couldn't like be or couldn't participate because of scheduling, so they just formed a duo. And that's how Elixite came to be. So yeah.
That's fair. That's so real.
So with Trademark T and M, how did you guys come up with the name?
Uh, Funny enough, our friend actually gave it to us, and it was just like that. He was like, Tiffany, Marjorie, TM, Trademark. And we're like, okay, yeah, we'll keep it.
I see.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I
so,
mean it is a good name. So
yeah.
C Line, MVP of the Idoleyez chat, asks, did you learn any lessons from the earlier groups that you were able to apply with Trademark?
I feel like, I think a lot of the stuff we did is as a group, because like Tiffany and I did Trademark, like we debuted a little bit before Hello Musume, but like I feel like we just learned to better basically do admin stuff in terms of like making sure that we're able to like be like, okay, who's doing what do we need to do, when do we need it by, and like I think when we did have like a bigger group, it was easier to do that because there were a little bit like more eyes to be like, oh, what about this? Oh, what about this? But then with the two of us, now it's just like, okay, we really got to make sure we're like on top of all these different things. Sometimes I forget like oh yeah, I know my lyrics, I know the dance, and then it will be like, oh my god, wait, do we post on like social media? Do we advertise? Like, so yeah, I guess I to the question, I don't think I necessarily learned anything new. I just got better at it.
Yeah. I think that happens when you know, have more experience, performing as a duo, performing with the group. So
Yeah. Different dynamics for sure.
yeah. I guess we can talk about so 2014 Trademark, boom. What was your first performance like?
As Trademark or in general?
As Trademark.
As Trademark. I think it went over pretty well. So our performances are usually on the last day, like, so FanimeCon is kind of like our home convention, and so to get a longer slot, it's usually on the last day of the convention. So sometimes it could be harder to get people to come out because people are like checking out of their hotels or, like they're getting ready to go home. But I think when we had our performance, I still think we had a pretty good turnout. And because it is a crowd of a lot of our peers, are all pretty supportive. And I think at that time we might have had like a small group of what a gay people like in the corner, and I think that was probably the first time I'd ever seen that, where I'm just so there's like three people in the corner like waving light sticks, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. Oh my god, I'm gonna dance even harder because they're giving me energy and I want to give that back. But I think our first performance like that went pretty well, although now that I think about it, that performance at Fanime is technically our first official like debut live, but we had already performed as a duo in like other settings beforehand, but in I guess a little bit more casual situations.
So like not officially as Trademark, but just as a duo, right?
Yeah, I think like one of the performances we had held a Hello Project panel, and they were like, oh yeah, do you guys want to perform like a little bit at the end? And we're like, yeah, sure. But then we forgot to ask about the mic setups, and so we had practiced like we were going to have wireless mics, and then we had two corded mics and a projector like
just on
in our
you.
eyes, so we're like, oh my god. But yeah, even that performance was at least like everybody seemed to enjoy it. Also because if they're already there for a Hello Project panel, they know what they're in for.
I see. With, I guess, the official Trademark performance, do you remember the set list for that?
Um, I
It's like
think
11 years, but like
the at least the one that I can for sure say because there is history on the internet. One of them was Dot Bikini by Smilage.
mm,
And then I think one of the other songs we did, it was like we had invited like three of my friends to join. They were like from my like hip hop dance group and we did a performance of Crayon Pop's uh ugh, I forgot how to say it, but it's like spelled Uheee.
ooey. Oh.
It's ooey. Yeah, it's really silly. It's really funny, but it's really fun. So those are the two that I can readily remember. I'm sure we also had probably like Vocaloid songs, other Hello Project group songs.
Gotcha. Is there like any recordings of this, or it's just, you know?
There is
Oh,
one
there is.
recording, just one very poor quality recording of at least Dot Bikini, and it might make you dizzy if you watch it because like the camera's like
Just all over the place. Gotcha. So Trademark was, well, you officially debuted as Trademark in 2014, and then alongside was Hello Musume. But during that time, were there any other kaigai idols, or was there like a kaigai idol scene in that area?
I I don't think it was necessarily like a Kaigai idol scene in that time. I think it was more of like people who did covers of things, but it wasn't really like I don't know if people necessarily called themselves like Kaigai idols. It was there's also a lot of like Vocaloid, and then later on, like a lot of Love Live groups doing performances. But I think because like we didn't really think that like since a lot of people were doing covers instead of making their own original music, um, that at least in the Bay Area, in my little bubble and my little bubble of the internet of what I did come across, yeah, I didn't really see as much of that.
I see. Like, I'd say like Melancholia talked about like a small section of people, but they weren't technically kaigai idols. It's just people that did covers as well. So I
Yeah,
guess the term kaigai idols came way later, or yeah, way later than that. So
yeah. Like even for myself, like I mean, I want to say at least within the last 5 years, I've even considered myself to be just like be able to use the term idol because like when a normal person asks me like, "Oh, you're performing again? What are you doing?" And then if I say J-pop idol performance, then they'll like understand the type of performance that I do. So then I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I'm just like a J-pop idol." And then but I didn't really like internalize it, and then now with like this kaigai idol boom that like people are like declaring like I am a kaigai idol, and I'm just like, wait, does that apply to me? Like that's crazy. I've never thought of it like that.
yeah, because I'd say so. You qualify as a kaigai idol. You're on the show, so
Yeah, but like the fact that like it only took up until now, even though I feel like I'm literally doing the same things that I was doing a decade ago, but now I have like one original song at least. So I don't know. It's crazy because I didn't think of myself like that at that time. I just loved performing J-pop songs in public.
yeah. Well, like a full decade of performing. Um, how often did you perform?
Out of curiosity, I actually like tried to like count. So back in the day, I want to say probably up until this year at most, I'll only really perform maybe 3 or 4 times a year.
Hmm.
Um, and then I went in my Google Calendar and I like checked. I confirmed last year I only performed 4 times last year, and then like this year I performed like 10 times. The idol boom goes crazy.
Gotta get those performances in.
Yeah, because like I mean, back in the day, like we were just fighting to find a spot to perform. Like it was really hard to either get into a convention, or even if you get a performance spot in a convention, they put you in like a spot like in the corner, or like, trying to perform at like Japanese cultural festivals or like cherry blossom festivals. Like it was so hard for anyone to, like, I guess, take this type of performance seriously enough to give us a spot.
Yeah, I'd say like with the amount of standalone events that are happening, the more, I guess, more conventions having idol showcases, there's more opportunities to be had. So I do get,
Yeah.
like the 10 performances last year. So
Yeah. So I'm happy to see that it's not just a niche thing of people singing and dancing in their rooms anymore.
um, I guess over time, were there any staples in a trademark set list that you'd always perform?
Mm, we definitely love like funky type songs, or like really upbeat, like energetic songs. So I feel like those are definitely ones that we try to incorporate in our set. Um, and I will say that when it comes to set list choosing, I rely so much on Tiffany because she is definitely way more in the know of like more idol subgenres, and like what's hip and new, and I'm just like herp derp D4 DJ love live or like some kind of any song. But yeah, usually like also because like of course like as friends we like talk about anime and stuff and be like, oh, are you watching anything this season? Oh yeah, I really like this like opening or ending. Oh my god, maybe we should do that. So it's also like a reflection of what we're really into.
Gotcha. So, um, I do want to say, or I do want to ask, like, what is your favorite song that you performed ever?
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 Ever? Okay. Well, at least I can say like the two songs that like stick out to me right now. I definitely enjoy doing Netsten Baksan, which is one of the songs that we did for US Idol Fest. It is a song from the Denonbu franchise by or technically covered by Masterpiece. It's like really, really like high energy, like pretty EDM-y. The dance breaks go really hard, so that's always really fun. It's really fun to do like hype songs to also get the audience really hype. And then also, uh, I really do like performing our original song, which we finally named Trademark, because it is a way for us to showcase who we are to our audience, as well as because we do a lot of like dancing numbers. Um, I feel like this one we really do have the time to be able to like look at our audience and interact with them, and it was purposefully made that way. So I really enjoy doing that.
Segueing into that, might as well talk about the original song. You,
Ooh,
you guys performed it at USIF, right?
we
Okay,
did.
gotcha. Okay.
And we gave people probably a little bit of whiplash because we started with that. And then
Oh,
all
that.
of a sudden there's like, it's like, oh, cute idol song. Oh my god, hardcore EDM. Oh.
I was, because you sent over, I guess, like the full VOD of your performance. Thank you so much, because
Yeah,
it was very late, and I think I
it
left like
was really late.
halfway into it, so I was like really anticipating to watch everyone, especially
Hmm.
Moeage, but like I left like my feet were hurting and I was tired, so
I don't
I
blame
feel so
you.
bad, but like it was
It's
like
all good.
1 a.m. or 12 a.m. But thank you so much for the
Yeah.
recording. But
Yeah, of course.
yeah, when I was watching the VOD, that first song, I was like, oh my god, this is so good, and like
Oh, thank you.
it's very very hype, and I was like, what song is this? And then you brought up it was the original song. I was like, oh, might as well ask about that. So with the original song, um, what did you want to convey with it?
So, between Tiffany and I, we were like, oh, we now have this opportunity uh, to make our song and like be able to like say what we want to say. But then also, I think in general, we're both kind of like indecisive people. So we're just like, okay, wait, now what do we talk about? But then uh, essentially, we're able to talk about kind of like how like every day like you're just kind of going through the motions of your daily life, but also you kind of want to like break free and let loose a little bit. And I think I also really appreciate Tiffany because like the song is in Japanese. She speaks Japanese, so she was able to help write the song. All I could really do is just like give ideas, and see if stuff sticks. um, but yeah, it is also still technically a work in progress. It's not done yet,
Is that done yet?
but enough of it is done to be able to perform
I
for
see.
our audience. And I feel like just in general, because of like usually wherever we're performing at, of course, like we're only granted so much time, and we do have a lot of songs that we want to showcase. So because of that, we're like, okay, most of the songs we do are usually either shortened, or if it's a short song, we'll do the whole song. But it's not very often we are actually able to do whole songs in general.
I see.
But yeah.
I mean, like it is good to have that opportunity to have your original song like as an opener, and I mean like
Yeah.
it's a good amount of length that like you can fit in other songs as well. So
Hmm. Especially for Northern Lights because it is a little bit of a shorter slot. But the fact that we were able to even perform at US Idol Fest really already felt like that was really important to us. So
I see. We'll get into that after this question, but Sea Line, as asked, have you had more people recognize songs in your set list over time?
I feel like, or does that mean song like the original song, or like songs that we select that people recognize, like, oh, you guys are doing this song by this group? um,
I feel like,
is that
I guess like the
the
amount of times
interpretation?
you perform a song, people get used to it, I'd say.
Um, oh, I guess so. It wasn't until like this year. Normally, back in the day where like we didn't get to perform as often, we actually used to not repeat songs like at all. Like
Ooh.
every set we would do would be a different set of songs. But it wasn't until this like idol boom that we saw like other groups performing like pretty like oh, they're performing this set, and I'm like, oh dang, we could perform a song more than once. Maybe we should try doing that, because then it's also slightly less stressful than having to like learn a new set every few months. But yeah, I think now we're able to like get people to, or maybe some people will recognize, but also it depends on like the songs that we pick, because they are like, I don't know how popular they are in like the landscape of the idol scene, But I feel like a lot of the times when we perform stuff, people are like, I don't know what that song is, but that was really cool.
I see. Yeah, I feel like with most, for example, like Moeage, and Oyasamimi, they perform songs that, like in general, people don't know. So it's a good showcase to bring those type of songs and like have people interested in it. So
Yeah. Although I will say it is great when you do get that one person who's like, "Oh my god, you guys did such a such song! Like that's crazy! I can't believe you know this song or this group."
yeah.
That's always fun.
um. All right, we might as well talk about the elephant in the room, which is U.S. Idol Fest, Northern Lights, 2025. So was there any specific reason that you guys applied for Northern Lights instead of a community stage or anything like that?
Um, we actually applied for both just because we figured like cast a wide net and see what happens. I know we're not particularly like well known, at least down in SoCal yet. So at this point, we're just like, wherever we can perform and people will get to learn who we are, like we'll take that chance. And so when we got into Northern Lights, we're like, that's cool, that's okay, because I'm glad to be able to even perform at US Idol Fest, which I guess in theory technically worked out better because like being in like a Taiban style lineup, then there's already like an audience that's there. So even though they're not there for us, at least they'll get to still see who we are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very good that you guys got into Northern Lights because that is basically the main event of Idol
Hmm.
Fest, US Idol Fest, Northwest Idol Fest, whatever. But like, yeah, a lot of people come over or like travel for Northern Lights, so it draws a big crowd. And you could
Hmm.
see, well, even if it was late, you could see that there was a lot of people there. Um,
Yeah.
so might as well talk about what happened because as a staff member, I had no idea what was going on. Even if I was staff, I had no idea, except for like there was a tech
Mm.
failure. And then when I got into um, Northern Lights, it was still sound check, and then there was a bunch of delays. But in your perspective, as a performer, what was going on?
Um, I because it was my first time at US Idol Fest, and I've never like I don't think we've ever done any performance to this type of scale of production before. Like usually it's just like oh yeah, show up like 10 minutes before your set or show up at sound check in the morning and then that's it. So it was just kind of like a lot of what's happening? What's happening? Are we okay? Wait, can I like, do we need to stay here? It was just a lot of sitting and hanging tight and just kind of passing the time, trying to stay warm until we got through sound check before performance, and just kind of being like, dang, okay, well, we have our boot pod set up, and we have one of our friends watching the booth. Oh my god, I feel so bad for them. I don't want to keep them there as we're like still waiting and the show hasn't even started. So it was just, um, yeah, it was just kind of a lot of waiting.
Gotcha. Like it was like during sound check, I was there, but like they were rushing through everyone. Did you want more time for sound check, or was it just fine doing one song?
Um, I think soundcheck, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure how beneficial it actually was having everyone do it because I feel like there were still some technical difficulties even during the live show. So I don't know how much soundcheck itself helped. Perhaps for like the other alternative setups like for the violins, but for everyone else, I think it was like I don't know necessarily if that was particularly helpful.
Gotcha. Well, Barry of Project Constellation also agrees in the chat. So, yeah, it was disastrous. Um, yeah.
But I mean, I commend the AV team and like all of the stage people for, you know, doing the best they can. I have never had to run anything like that, so I don't know like all the nitty gritty, but I'm sure it was also really stressful for them as they're also like, uh,
I see. So when it was time for your set, you got on stage. You performed your original song. What else did you guys perform?
So we did our original song, and then we did Netsten Baksan, as mentioned earlier. And then our other song that we wanted to do was from Meme Tokyo. It is their newer song, Kesela, and it is like, I think their newest single. And so in our previous performances that we did another song called Cute Turn, which was like very cool and very like um hype, but then we also wanted to keep that kind of like vibe going, so that's why we picked Kesela.
Hmm. Um, were you feeling the effects of the delay? Like, were you guys tired? Like, if originally, like, it would. Okay, yeah, because
Yeah,
it was really supposed to start at like 8 or 9
eight,
ish.
yeah, like
Yeah,
8:30.
and yeah, it got delayed, and then I was curious because like some people were flying over from the East Coast, so it was like that definitely
Really.
affected them. But like, as someone living in NorCal, did it affect you as well?
Um, I think it affected me just because like I've been trying to be better about going to sleep a little bit earlier. uh, so I definitely could feel that I was getting kind of tired, but also sometimes like being at US Idol Fest the whole day, I woke up and I was like, "Oh, I can't miss any of like the early acts." So I like woke up, got ready, and then I like went to the performances like right when it started. Although I tried to go to the first act after opening ceremony, but then that wasn't I wasn't able to go to that. But then yeah, just having the whole day of just like watching other idols and then like trying to remember to take care of myself throughout the day and then get ready for the performance. And then like I'm running on this adrenaline that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to just be done with this just because like I'm like so anxious, but then also like having to wait and trying to like be like, okay, man, I was so tired. I was like I was getting pretty gassed by the time we got to our last song. Also, just because like I think by that time I could just feel the general exhaustion from the day, and I'm just like, okay, we're almost done. We're almost done.
Did you like sense that the crowd was tired, or were they just hype in general like the whole time?
I feel like they were actually pretty hyped uh, for an audience, but I think also because like since Tiffany and I have been performing a long time of audiences of five, of people who just kind of stand there and don't like react whatsoever. So, like, if anything, the US Idol Fest crowd was like, like seeing them get hype, whether or not they were tired or like, it just like gave me energy to keep going so I could give energy back. So it was just like, I'm sure we were all tired, but at that point, we're just trauma bonding, and it was great. Thank you, everyone.
So, like, you guys had boop on, or like no, or some people did have boop on.
Originally, when we like finished, we like after the whole event wrapped up, and then we like went back. We like actually started putting stuff away. We were like putting our display away, and then some people came over and were like, "I know it's late, but are you guys like still doing checky at least?" And we're like, yeah, okay, sure, we'll do a checky. And then we like did a checky, and then while we were doing a checky with that person, another person came over and was like, "Oh, can we do a checky?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." And so we actually ended up being like the almost the last people to leave that room. Like staff had to come in and be like, "All right, you guys we all want to go to sleep. And we're like, okay, sorry, but thank you. And thank you to everybody who came to see us in our uh, mini Bhutan time.
I wish I could have gone to Bhutan because I wanted to support everyone that performed at Northern
I
Lights.
get it.
But
I totally get it.
yeah,
Me too. I That's like the hardest part about being in an event is now your time of doing your own Bhutan like conflicts with another person's Bhutan, which means you can't go to their Bhutan because you're both like on.
yeah. But you got like most of the Northern Lights people had like a second chance, like on Sunday to do Bhutan, right?
Yeah. I'm glad that we were able to still be around for that. So we also did Bhutan during that time, and that was also pretty nice. Although I also felt kind of bad because I'm like, are we blocking traffic?
You were like, I think like in the middle of, I guess, the main, or like near registration, pretty sure, but like yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But where was I? Because I was 12-1. Oh, I was at Phoebe's off guy, so I couldn't. Like 2 times I could have gotten Checky, but I couldn't.
I get it. I totally get it. Hopefully sometime again in the future.
Sea Line asks, do you have any favorite Checky time memories from this or other events?
Oh, let's see. When it comes to checkies, like taking checkies with people, I always feel really nervous for some reason. Actually, just in general, I think I feel nervous either being like people taking checkies with me or me taking checkies with other people, like me being their fan. But man, I think some of the poses that we did for some of our checkies, I love. So if there's also anything to know about us, we are Tiffany and I are silly people. We are always down to do something silly. So some of the poses are really funny. So I love being able to make funny checkies with people.
Um, Overall, how do you feel? How did you feel about US Idol Fest?
I feel like overall it was almost surreal because like now with this kaigai idol boom, there's like a bunch of people now that I'm like following online, and this is like the one time where I'm just like, wow, hi, I don't mean to sound really creepy, but I've been following you for a long time, and it's nice to finally meet you. So it was like a time where uh, I would finally feel slightly less weird of like talking to other idols. So I really enjoyed that part, and then also getting to see a lot of other people that I've known for a long time, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe after all this time we are still doing it. So that also made me really happy.
Yeah, it's, I guess Idol Fest is the, I don't know, the Coachella of this community. So
Yeah.
um yeah, hopefully next year things will be a little bit better, and hopefully
Mm.
hopefully, oh my god, if there's another delay, ooh, that then Northern Lights is cursed, but hopefully not.
Yeah.
um
Hopefully not.
and maybe next year you guys can have like a community stage, so
Ooh,
we'll see.
that would be really fun.
uh
Okay, great.
Going into our last section, which is future slash retrospect. What would you consider your favorite performance that you've done in general?
Let's see. I think so in general with trademark, but also or like a personal performance,
uh I guess like
or
overall, just
because
include,
like
yeah.
because I think let's see. Well, I guess aside from like US Idol Fest and that the one that people have probably mentioned already, the J-pop summit with Garnadelia, I think actually would probably be Anime Impulse Bay Area, because so this year when we got to perform, so Anime Impulse, the spot that we were at, it's like they put the hall right next to the entrance. And so, or like or they put the stage next to the entrance. So like there were just like a bunch of random people walking by. And so like because we're used to crowds made up of primarily just our friends, that it was like really cool to see a bunch of people that like have never heard of us before or don't really know what idol culture is about. And then when we like got off the stage, like suddenly there was a line of people who wanted to take photos with us that weren't just like our friends, and we're just like, whoa, that's so cool. Thank you for coming to even chat with us and want to take a picture with us. So I think that was really fun to be able to perform to uh, an audience of people who don't know too much about idol culture, or maybe they do, and I just don't know that.
Yeah, I feel like performing in front of people that either don't know or like are just getting into it is like a good way to get them in, you know, gateway, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's also fun too doing those types of performances where there's like random people, because like in the times like when we do, like for example when we do our like original song, there's like moments where I actually like get to look into the crowd, and I'm very adamant on like making eye contact with people. And so like I will like, when I'm doing like a motion that's like kind of like a foodie copy, or just like some sort of like I'm looking at you, looking at me, or I'm waiting for you to look at me because I know that you're watching this stage. So it was really fun to just like get that moment to like bring people in.
Gotcha. Like, yeah, it's good to have, I guess, a receptive crowd like that.
Hmm.
In contrast, and I'm expecting the answer to be US Idol Fest, but what is the toughest performance that you've done?
Funny enough, not US Idol Fest.
Ooh.
um, because what was it? So before, or like one of our performances that we did, like one of our first performances, we were invited to perform at like a high school anime con, like on high school campus. And they were like, oh yeah, you guys get like an hour, and we're like, dang, that's a long time. um and then we're like, okay, yeah, sure, because like we really wanted to perform. And then we're like, we see the stage and we're like, oh, okay, that's how big the stage is.
Was it like
It's
small? Was it?
it's really
Oh,
small. It's really small. It's like, I don't know. I don't even know what the dimensions are, but like I could probably like maybe like five, no, maybe like 6 feet wide by 6 feet wide. It's like a square.
oh.
It was, or something small. I don't know. I'm bad at estimating, but there's like a on our Trademark channel, one of the videos on there, you can see how small the stage is. And what made it hard, aside from it being an incredibly small stage, it was also hard because, like I've mentioned before, to perform and practice a really long time to put an hour performance together, and to have only 5 people watching you with, like, I think it was like two of our friends, Tiffany's dad, the sound person, and then like whoever happens to be walking by. It was kind of hard because, like, you know, as an idol, having that interaction, I definitely kind of got in my head of like, I'm performing my heart out, but for what?
Yeah, like, I mean, overall, I guess it worked out because you guys are now performing, well, Idol Fest and also a lot of other cons that have a lot more people. So it was working out in
Yeah,
the end.
yeah. Like I think, I mean, over our tenure of performing anywhere, I think we've just gotten used to tech issues. Um, like I said, that other performance where we had to have two wired mics, and we're like trying not to trip on each other and not be blinded by a projector. And then I think there was one performance too where like we had two mics, but one of the mics wasn't working, so
Oh
we had to
no.
like swap mics. So we've seen it all. Like,
Oh no. Because I remember at a party in LA, Aquarius had that same thing happen where the mic went off. So I think Lily had like the dead mic, and then she had to swap it with Jellies and just sing. I was like, oh no, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, we also did a performance also this year um, at an event at the flea market, like for their kawaii K-pop night. And like the mics that we had, one of the mics kept cutting in and out. So like my mic would like sometimes work, but then like Tiffany's mic would just go like you can hear her voice like really loud or like clear, and then it like cuts out, and then she'll like sing louder because there's no sound. So like because the audience was also kind of around us, so we're just like trying to sing like raw, but then like the mic will cut back in and it's like whoa.
Yeah, no.
So
Tech
but
issues.
the horrors persist, but so do we.
um, as someone who's been performing for well over a decade, is there anything that you want to improve on?
My vocals. My vocals and stamina. Like
Really?
I definitely take pride in at least like the stamina to like be able to dance, but like vocals, mm, there's I definitely don't karaoke enough. I need to just do more of that.
I mean, you sounded fine in the Northern Lights set, so
Thank you. It could also be that like in the landscape of idols, it is hard to not compare myself to other people, but I'm trying to also get better at that too.
yeah. I mean, as a fan, it's always good to see like the idol's journey, like starting out
Mm,
fresh. They sometimes they know stuff, some skills, and sometimes they don't. But like overall, like they improve over time. So it's good to see that.
yeah. Yeah.
What else? Oh, Sea Line asked like, are you guys gonna sell CD copies of your original song when it's finished?
Ooh. Ooh, maybe. I will write that down. Look, yep.
Um,
Something for us to consider.
oh, do you have like a not like a concrete, but like a ETA of when it'll be out?
Not as of this moment, but I mean, we would love to also just like be able to share it with other people like through a digital medium, because I know sometimes like not everybody can make it to our performances. So it would be great for us to be able to like have people hear our song even if they're not able to be there. So hopefully soon, but no current ETA.
Got it. Any bucket list goals that you wanna like check off throughout your Kaigai Idol career?
Hmm. I think currently it would probably just to be performing uh performing in different like states or even internationally. I think that's probably the like what I can really think of, because like where kaigai idols like are able to perform, like yeah, just to I guess expose ourselves to different audiences. I think that would be something that I want to see for us.
Well, I do want to see you guys, I guess perform more. I guess I don't know,
Thanks.
cause like as you said last year, it was only 10 performances, but hopefully you guys can perform a few more times, and hopefully I can come by. I mean, like I'm in Vegas, might as well just drive 4 hours or like wherever. But
Oh, that'd be cool.
mm,
Yeah.
um, what else? Oh, since a lot of idols watch this show, do you have any advice that you want to tell them?
Oh, um, let's see. I think the number one thing is probably uh just keep at it, stay humble, um, like just keep working on improving yourself the best that you can. Um, take on different or if there's anything that you're lacking or that you feel like you lack, definitely do your best to like nip it in the bud and try to like keep working on it, even when it feels like such a struggle. Because I get it. I totally get it.
Hmm. Uh, well, as someone whose specialty is dance, do you have any dance advice for idols?
Ooh, always warm up. All always warm up. Don't ever take any of your joints for granted. I say that as I'm still currently dealing with a knee injury. That's not from anything in particular. It's just like my knees are just, they're just like, "Ah, I'm over it." But yeah, just make sure you take care of your body beforehand to make sure that you're ready. Because especially, I know when you're like performing or when you're like practicing, it's easy to go all out and to go really hard, but then you might accidentally like push yourself a little bit too hard, and then like you might injure yourself that way. And I think the other thing too uh, is record yourself, because I know there are times where like when I perform and I practice, or when I practice, I'm like, ooh, I'm eating, and then I watch the video back. I'm like, I was not eating. Who told me that I was doing okay? So
Yeah, I mean, you're judging your own material. It's gonna be you are always gonna be the harshest critic, but it's good to
that's
have,
true. That's true.
I guess, footage of yourself to, I guess, critique as well, and to show
Yeah.
other people so they can critique you as well.
Hmm. And that's also hard to hear sometimes, but when it comes from like a place of uh, love, definitely very powerful.
Oh, like a new question that I always ask people: is there anyone in the kaigai idol scene that you look up to?
Ooh, I feel like a lot of the people that I look up to are people who've been in it for a long time, and I'm so happy to see them still doing their thing. And so I guess like r- right from the get-go, number one my person I can think of is Paida, because she's doing out here doing big things, doing lots of cool stuff. I definitely look up to her a lot. um, like I remember listening to her original music, like when she first started making original tracks, and being like, "Whoa, that's cool!" Like somebody that also does like dance covers, like is now like making their own music. Dang, that's cool. Like I could never, but like I think that's so cool. Other people that I look up to, I believe in Spain, Bunny Kaisui.
Ooh,
She's also been doing it for a really long time. I definitely look up to her. Um, and then other people that I look up to, Tiffany. I am inspired by her all the time because she works really hard, and that inspires me to work really hard. Um, Flo, Heidi, Phoebe, Tuna, Juke, Ari Key, all these people who I like have seen them like way back in the day, and now we're still doing our thing, and I that makes me really happy.
yeah. I mean, we're all in this together, I guess. But it's
Yeah,
also very heartwarming that people from years ago are still at it. So,
yeah.
speaking of, how long do you want to keep at it?
Honestly, I just want to keep doing it till I can't idle two step anymore. Like, also, oh, I also was thinking about this because there is this group in Japan. I forgot what their group is called, but they're made up of women who are over the age of 50, and they are like a full like idol group. They have like costumes and stuff, or like they have like performances, and I'm like, yo, that's I want to do this till I die. Like that's it, because there's just something about being an idol that just there's no other part of life that will fulfill that.
Let's see. Um, as someone who went to US Idol Fest and have seen or like been in the crowd and also seen the crowd as well, Is there anything, and like as someone who has been in this community for a long time, is there anything that you want to see more of in the kaigai idol scene or the community?
I feel like I'm learning a lot about the kaigai idol scene through watching other communities outside of the Bay Area, how like they have their events. And I think what I really want to see is for more opportunities here in the Bay Area, because I feel like our local scene is not doing too hot. And so like I definitely would like to see more of that, at least here, because I know that it's great that the overall kaigai scene or kaigai idol scene online and in the US as a whole, it's definitely starting to like ramp up. But now I really would like for like our local area to be able to also have a scene.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because SoCal has events every single
It's
week.
popping off.
So,
Yeah, and I can't go to I wish I could travel more often, like, seeing all of the fun stuff, like, on the East Coast, and, like, in Canada, in SoCal, I'm just like, "Man, I wish I could go."
yeah. FOMO sucks.
Yeah, I get it, and there's only so much, like, doing stuff on the internet will really scratch that itch.
Yeah. Um so current you, present day you have access to a time machine. You go back in time to right before Trademark first performed. What would you tell the Marjorie that was about to go on stage for the first time?
Make sure you get somebody to record your performances. Please record and also post it online because you will need it. you so and be more active on social media. I I think that's probably like the biggest thing is now being in this digital age, and like, it is hard to like know what people are about if you like don't have the proof to show them. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is good to have, I guess, an archive of your group stuff as well. I mean, like you
Yeah.
you guys have some stuff there, but
Some. Yeah, there's like so many performances that like we haven't recorded, or like we had recordings and then we like just don't have them anymore. So, and then like for us to try to like remember what we did and is like I now see like the value of making sure that like there's some sort of recording of every performance now.
um, oh, might as well. Are there any upcoming performances that you want to promote?
Yes. Um this came kind of as a shock to me, not about the performance itself, but the breadth of the performance. Um, on December 13th, our friends at Annie Clover, they are an Anikura um, DJ group. They are hosting an event called Cloverism at DNA Lounge in San Francisco. Um, so we'll be performing there alongside one of our friends who's a DJ, but also we have two guests. We have also Kotono House and Rina Hamu, who are special guests that were just announced that were also news to us. So we're like, oh, we're performing at the same event. Wait, that's crazy. So yeah, so we've got that. Also, the day after that event, um, going along the lines of having more idol opportunities to perform in the Bay Area, thanks to our friends at Angel Hearts and Dreamscape. They are like a cosplay and cars, or Dreamscape is like a cosplay and cars kind of organization. They like help organize events for the community. They are hosting a holiday event, and then there's like an idol performance segment hosted by or put together by Angel Hearts. So we'll be performing there as well.
Neat. So if you are nearby in the Bay Area, please go. Please
Yeah.
support.
Follow us. Follow Trademark Idols on Instagram. We'll post all of our updates there.
Yeah, I forgot the command, but follow Trademark Idols, and also
Yeah.
follow Marjorie. If you
Mhm.
haven't, please follow. But this concludes the interview portion of this Idolize. But we, for some reason, still love this segment called the worst pep talk ever, where I give the guest for 1 minute a pep talk that is terrible
Oh.
and awful, but people love it for some reason. I really want to get rid of this segment, but people are okay with it.
Wow.
So, 1 minute. Marjorie, you are an awesome dancer. Oh my god. Well, looking through and researching and going through your YouTube channel, I'm like amazed that you've been posting for that long and seeing the progression of 2007 you and now up to now present day you performing and like doing choreo. It's amazing to see that. I guess that growth. And with Trademark, I hope to see you guys perform wherever, and hopefully I can be nearby and watch you for real this time and not through a screen, because oh man, I really wish I was there during Northern Lights. But I also hope that the original song gets released whenever it will. I will also listen to that, because during that performance or during Northern Lights, I was like, what is this song? It sounds so good. So I can't wait for that. And honestly, I hope you guys, Tiffany as well, keep going with Trademark. And it's amazing that you guys have been performing as long as it has been, like 2014. So keep going. That's all. And that has been a minute 18. So
Thank you. I appreciate that pep talk.
that was awful.
I mean, that was bad. Man.
But yeah, I just want to see anyone that's been on the show just to keep going. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for accepting this invitation. I know, like, the first time you were busy with Yumecon, I think. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you for having this time right before Thanksgiving as well to be on the show. So if you guys haven't followed, links are posted. Trademark Idols on Instagram, Marjorie _ on Instagram as well. Follow them. Follow if you haven't yet. But or else. But yeah, VOD will be up tomorrow on Thanksgiving. I'll tweet it out and put it on IG. So if you missed some part of this interview, that'll be up on YouTube tomorrow. And next Friday, I'll post up on this Friday the announcement. But we have another guest on the show. One hint is that they're from the East Coast in New Jersey, and they just recently started as recently as last year. So who will that be? I don't know. Wait until Friday for the announcement. But yeah, this has been Idolize episode 71 with Trademarks Marjorie, aka Marjorie. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll be going to our ending screen right here and right now if I can find it. Bye bye. Wow.